Welcome to Sweetheart Survivals. I'm Charlotte.
I'm Justin.
What are we doing today?
Today we're going to do another list.
Right.
We have 25 themes, and we're rating them from least favorite to favorite. Mm-hmm. And these aren't all the themes that exist.
No.
By a long shot.
We just picked 25 because we did a list of 25 game mechanisms, and we thought, we might as well do 25 themes as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of these you might be like, wait a minute, that's sci-fi and that's space. Space is sci-fi, and you would be correct. But space would be like a subgenre of sci-fi.
Right. It's like, I looked at it like space is in outer space, but there's science fiction that can happen on Earth as well.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that are their subgenres, but they've almost become kind of like their own theme. So for example, there's horror, and then there's Cthulhu. And there are so many games that are Cthulhu, even though it's a subgenre of horror, as we have it as its own little theme.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, our 25. What's your number 25?
My 25 is war.
My number 25 is war.
I just don't find war very exciting.
No.
And I wish war never happened.
There you go. Yeah. It's, Moving on.
Yeah.
24.
24. Political.
Mine's historical.
That's funny.
Snooze.
Politics. Meh. Snooze, yep.
Yep. Number 23.
23 is historical.
23 is political. Just boring.
Yeah, I can't remember anything about history.
Yeah.
And games don't make it any more fun.
And I started voting for the first time when I hit like 35, so moving on.
You probably shouldn't say that to the internet. It's going to be really mad people about that.
That's okay. Number 22.
Modern day professions.
Number 22 is modern day professions.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I just think people do that every day in their real life. Why do they want to play games about it?
Yeah. We played a couple of games like that was that co-op game where you were firefighters.
Yeah, Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Yeah. And it was okay.
But
it wasn't exciting.
I don't need to play it again.
Yeah. It would have been more exciting if it was like trying to get fires out on a spaceship.
Or like if it was themed around hairdressers.
No, I can't agree with you. Number 21.
21. Crime Mafia.
Mine 21 is economy stock market.
Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't like crime, and the Mafia doesn't do it for me either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And same thing with economy. Like, I like economic engine building games, but not in modern day stock market stuff. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It's got to be a really unique mechanism for any kind of stock thing to make me interested.
Right. Yeah. It's like a snooze fest. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
Number 20.
My number 20 is trains.
My number 20 is crime/mafia.
Trains don't do it for me.
It took a long time to get you to play Ticket to Ride.
Which is a very good game.
Yeah.
But the theme?
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
And same thing as Charlotte said, crime, mafia, just modern crime stuff. Have to be something very interesting for it to grab my interest. The theme does not do anything.
Yeah.
Your number 19.
My number 19 is racing games.
Racing games. Mine's zombies.
Now, racing games, I can play Mario Kart all day long, but put it on a board game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my goodness, when are we going to finish this game?
Yeah.
I mean, Formula Day is pretty cool.
It's okay.
But I'm not going to want to sit down and play that for hours.
I guess because racing, there's like basically one thing. You're in the game and you got to get to the end first. Mm-hmm. So the faster you can go, the better. Mm-hmm. Sort of. Yeah. And there's not really a whole lot of things you can do with that. Yeah. That we've seen anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Mine's zombies. Zombies, to me, are the worst horror monster ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Holy.
They're not interesting.
Oh,
if you can have a game or a story like The Walking Dead where it's about the characters and the zombies are very much kind of in the back of what's happening, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But anything where it's like the focus is on the zombies and I'm bored. Yeah, moving on.
Okay.
And number 18, I'm moving out of my least favorite to okay
Really?
themes.
I don't think I'm in that.
No, you're still in
yet.
just least favorite?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your 18?
Mystery.
Mine is trains.
I don't find mystery all that exciting.
No?
Not really. No.
Okay.
No, and Clue probably ruined that for me, but
Yeah, possibly.
anyway.
There you go. Trains, they're just not interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly about getting from here to here and just... bleh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. 17?
Horror.
Horror. What?
Horror.
17 horror? Least favorite?
Horror.
That's horrible.
Horror.
Mine's mystery.
I don't like scary things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
And probably the next 3 could all just be grouped together.
There you go.
Really, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I know what's coming up next. Mine's mystery, and mystery as a theme seems like it would be very cool. Mm-hmm. Like I would really like it.
Yeah.
I've never really played a board game where it did it well.
No. But what about that Mysterium looks really cool.
Yes. It's a mystery, and it looks very interesting. I would really like to play that.
Yeah, but we haven't had a chance to try it yet.
No.
So we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. Number 16.
Cthulhu.
Mine's racing. You don't like Cthulhu?
I mean, it's alright, but I don't like scary stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
true.
like creepy, scary stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like bloody, gory stuff. Creepy, scary, bloody, gory stuff. I don't like it.
I like Cthulhu. Well, I'll explain it when I get to Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's racing, and I don't particularly like racing because, again, you're getting from A to B, and it seems kind of boring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I got there faster than you. Yay!
Yeah.
Moving on. 15.
15. I probably should have put this higher up, but like I said, the 3 could have been zombies.
Zombies.
Death, decaying, creepy, spooky, gross, yucky stuff. No. Thank you very much. I pass.
I think we're still on like season 3 of The Walking Dead because it got gory, and so we haven't been watching it.
If The
No
Walking
spoilers,
Dead, if there's someone out there that could edit the show, the story, and then when the zombies get all gross, it's like zombies are doing gross things. Cut that out. Just put a little clip. Zombies, gross, yucky.
Moving
Story. And then cut out the more gross stuff again. I would love to watch that edited version.
I don't think anyone's ever going to do that. My 15 is Cthulhu.
Cthulhu?
Yeah. As you see, we haven't got to horror yet, but I really enjoy horror. I like Cthulhu a whole lot more than zombies because I really like the aspects of madness and the old gods.
Yeah, and all
because
that legendary.
they're so big and they're so incomprehensible you go insane.
I can appreciate
That's
the
cool.
grand story of Cthulhu, like the mythos or whatever. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
I mean, I do appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
But creepy, scary, gross, gory.
Yeah. The little things though, like the smaller creatures in Cthulhu are just weird. They're almost more alien than they are horror.
See, creepy, scary, I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Admit.
So I don't really enjoy that as much.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
So I'm kind of in the middle on Cthulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Makes sense.
Yeah. 14.
Present day economic stock market games.
Ouch. Mine's superheroes.
Really? I thought superheroes would be higher for you.
I would love to play a superhero game that was fun because superheroes are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I have never played a superhero game that was fun.
Well, I mean that Marvel Dice Masters is probably cool.
Yeah.
But we have Couriers, so we haven't invested in the other one.
We've played Magic before, and that kind of money sink, like, ooh, I've got to get the commons and the uncommons and the rares. Like, I cannot get into something like that. Mm-hmm. Not for a dice game.
No.
So,
yeah.
Plus, looking at the dice, they don't look nearly as cool as the Couriers ones. Mm-hmm. The Couriers have really nice, like, kind of color schemes.
Yeah.
Whereas for the Marvel, it's going with costume colors, and it doesn't look that good.
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I didn't pay that much attention to it.
Yeah, I was. So, make a good superhero game, and I'm there.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen one yet.
So mine was present day economic stock market games.
Yeah.
If you can read about it in a newspaper, I don't think it's gonna make a very exciting game. For me personally, this is just my opinion.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. So that's it.
13.
13 superhero games.
Mine is Pirates.
Pirates?
Pirates!
Superheroes. They make good movies.
Yes.
I don't find any of the games I've played so far, like you said, fun at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why is it's very, very difficult to make a mechanism that, like if I wanted to play
that can
Nightcrawler.
Recreate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler is my favorite mutant.
You're right.
Superhero.
Because so many superheroes have so many different powers that you would have to have all of the game mechanisms in that one game.
That'd be crazy.
To make all the superheroes do what you want them to do.
Yep.
Which would just be ridiculous.
Yeah. That might be one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
For me, 13 is pirates. There's a lot of very good pirate games out there.
Yes.
And I enjoy them quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But pirates aren't my favorite theme. So this is kind of one of those...
Cool.
They're all right.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Vikings.
Vikings. Mine's post-apocalyptic.
Huh.
So, Vikings, why?
There's the game Vikings that's really cool,
Mm-hmm.
but it's been criticized because it's not Viking-y enough. You know,
Because you're not pillaging, you're not killing
doing
people.
the stereotypical thing that people think Vikings did when they were on the earth.
Yep, I agree.
So it's, you know, it's got all kinds of blood and gore, and if they made a game about Vikings, you know, the legitimate way people think about them, I wouldn't want to play it.
Yeah, I agree. The pillaging and the destroying and the killing.
And the meanness and the crankiness, yeah.
There you go, yeah. Post-apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic has a very specific kind of mood to it. It is very hard to get through in a board game.
It's true.
Yeah. So it has to be gritty and kind of brutal. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, just go out and see the new Mad Max movie, because apparently, I haven't seen it yet, but apparently that has it down in spades. I've heard lots of good things. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so finding that in a board game, very difficult.
Yeah, it's true. You can't recreate that. So maybe my list is broken. Anyway.
Not necessarily.
Maybe.
Yeah. Number 11?
So mine is mythology.
Number 11 is mythology.
Yeah.
Wow. You don't like myths, legends?
Well, what's your 11?
Oh, my 11 is economy trading in the Mediterranean.
That's your 11?
Yep, that's my 11.
Okay. I like the mythology. I would like to read a story about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I find in a board game,
I
don't think it's as interesting in a board game.
Okay.
For some reason.
Okay.
And I'm just talking about, you know, the theme here. Yeah.
I've definitely seen games where they've used it as a theme and it doesn't work.
And that could be, maybe I haven't seen a game about mythology that I think I would like to play.
Okay.
Could be an issue too, with why it's way up there.
Interesting.
Not way up there as like number one, but way up there closer to the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, economy, trading in the Mediterranean, that kind of stuff. So that kind of historical economic game. We have games that are amazing games that use this theme, and what draws me in is the amazing mechanisms and how they put together building that economic engine, which I really enjoy. But the theme itself is usually rather flavorless. If that makes any sense. Okay. So now
we're
moving
number
on
10.
to our number 10.
And we have game examples for a 10 to 1.
There you go.
What's your number 10?
My number 10 is Cavemen.
My number 10 is ninjas.
Well, at least it made it to your 10. All right. Cavemen, I like that kind of Stone Age, way back in the day, all about survival. And so there can be a little bit of tension with that survival, resource management, getting your people. It's a great theme for using a lot of very cool mechanisms. And examples is we have Stone Age and First Sparks.
Yeah.
I love First Sparks.
It's true.
There's a lot of tension in that game. Okay, and yours?
And mine, I probably like Greek mythology and that kind of stuff better than ninjas.
Okay.
But it's because I couldn't think of any games that I would like mythology.
Gotcha.
So a ninjas beat out mythology because we have Ninjato.
Yeah, it's true. Very hard to find a good ninja game.
It's true.
Yeah. But
And
Ninjato?
is a good game.
Awesome.
About ninjas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Number 9.
Now my number 9 is city building civilization games.
City building and civilization games. Nice. My number 9 is Vikings.
Not the game, but the creature. I mean
The theme.
The theme.
The creature Vikings.
Yeah.
Okay, so go.
The steered. Yeah. My city building civilization games would be something like Castles of Burgundy, where you're making your big city.
Yes, absolutely.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then also like Firenze, you're building up your towers in your city.
Yep.
I like that. And you have special powers and stuff.
Those good ones.
Yeah.
Nice. I really like the theme of Vikings, and I think I like the theme very much the same reason why I like kind of Cavemen, because a lot of it's about survival and exploring. But my favorite game that I think it's the only one we have of Vikings is Vikings, which is about exploration and survival and a whole lot of really, really cool mechanisms, and not about destroying and plundering and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. I have looked at other games that use Vikings in that more treacherous, plundering, raiding way,
Mean way,
and they've looked not bad, but I think that is a lot more direct confrontation,
Right.
which is less our style.
Right.
But I still like the theme. It's good. Okay.
Cool.
Number 8.
Right, because another reason the lists are the way they are, they're themes that hold our interest.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we mentioned at the beginning when we introduced the list. Anyway, my number 8 is Postapocalyptic.
Wow.
Yep.
Mine's farming.
Wait until what's that? Scythe comes out. Farming in post-apocalyptic times.
Go. Nice.
Number 8.
Okay.
Look at that. Mine is, now you talked about the gritty darkness of and I kept thinking about, I was thinking about games that I've played that are post-apocalyptic, and how the theme is cool and it goes really well with the mechanics of the game, which maybe I shouldn't have been thinking about that, but my example is Euphoria.
Euphoria. Yeah. Yeah, post-apocalyptic.
And they did it in kind of, it's not a dark, gritty kind of post-apocalyptic.
No,
it's more of like a cheerful...
What's a dystopian post-apocalyptic?
Yeah.
Where they've rebuilt the civilization and it looks all wonderful and awesome, and really it's just a way of keeping everyone enslaved.
Right, I like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's very, very popular in movies right now because of a lot of young adult books.
And I like that.
Yeah, like the Hunger Games and stuff.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. For farming, farming as a theme is not very interesting at all.
It's true. Well,
it's somewhat interesting. But again, it lends itself very, very well to a lot of game mechanisms that I enjoy.
right.
So that's why farming is a theme that, if it's about farming, I'm going to look at it. And so, like viticulture, you got a vineyard, you're taking care of it, you're building this whole economic engine out of it, resource management, worker placement, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
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 I don't even like wine. I wish I did, but I don't.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, number 7.
Number 7, mine's Cavemen.
Cavemen. Mine's civilization city building.
And mine is Cavemen because, like all the reasons you said. And the games that we have about cavemen are really good.
Yes.
So, and
we don't have a lot, but they're
No.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the Stone Age and the first Sparks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. For civilization city building, there's lots of games that do this really, really well. I love that sense of escalation that you get out of a city/civ building game. Like Seven Wonders, where you start off in the first stage very, very like, oh, I'm just getting some resources so I can build up later, and then expanding out to this massive empire, building huge stuff that's cool. Terra Mystica is another example where you start off with like a couple of huts, and then you start to expand across the board and stuff like that. I love that. It's awesome. Even Suburbia, which is very, very thinky and tile-laying and puzzly. But you start off small, and the escalation of expanding bigger and bigger and bigger. That's cool.
Yeah.
Number 6.
My number 6 is Pirates.
Mine is sci-fi.
Sci-fi.
Yep. Let me go first?
Sure, go first.
Okay. So I like science fiction a lot. I read a lot of science fiction. I write a little bit of science fiction. And so for me, science fiction is so many possibilities. And I think my favorite is Netrunner. Because when I play Netrunner, I feel like a Netrunner.
Yeah.
In a very cyberpunk sci-fi setting.
Yeah.
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 Good.
Mine is Pirates because pirates versus ninjas equals pirates.
No. But you enjoy pirates better.
I enjoy Pirates a lot better.
Good.
And it probably has to do a lot with Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
Good movies.
Yep, I like those movies.
Right on.
And the games we have that I like, piratey games, are Jamaica and Libertalia.
Yeah.
And you get to talk like a pirate.
Yeah. Just got Grog Island. Can't wait to break that out.
Yeah, it's gonna
that
be
looks
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks, Dorado.
Our number 5?
Yeah. I was just thinking how I just said thanks, Dorado. He didn't buy it for us.
No.
It's because of his review.
We watched a review on it. Yeah.
Buy it. Yeah. Number 5.
Send us more games. Or any,
blooper.
because nobody sends us any.
No, exactly.
Number 5.
5. I'm blushing. Space.
Space. Mine's horror.
Horror.
Yeah.
That's creepy and scary.
I know.
Okay.
Go, space.
Space. I like space. I am a big Trekkie girl.
Mm-hmm.
I just like space. Space, all the time.
Okay.
And the games that we have are Alien Frontiers. I like playing that game. Merchant of Venus is a really cool space game.
Yep.
And Gravwa is a really cool space game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. For me, number 5, horror. It's hard to find one, but if you can find a game that can give you that sense of dread and tension, I love that.
Yeah.
We don't have a lot. I really want to try the Legendary Encounters Aliens one, because it's supposed to give you that sense of dread and tension really, really well, and I think that's going to be awesome. But we also have Darkest Night, which is a cooperative horror game that really does an amazing job of making you feel like you are doomed right from the beginning.
It sure does.
Yeah. So I enjoy that. I love that. And I love just kind of like fighting against all odds to try to eke out a win.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Number 4?
Yep, number 4.
What is it?
Fantasy.
Fantasy. Mine is space. Yep.
I like fantasy. I've always been a huge fan of fantasy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Fantasy's
the books
awesome.
I read and the movies I watch. Yep, I like fantasy.
And there's so many things you can do with fantasy.
Right, because
which is amazing.
it's in a made-up world and you can make up whatever you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's awesome. It opens up the
floodgates of awesome mechanisms.
that too.
Okay.
But your just your imagination can be free
That's true, yeah.
to like
Yep.
make up these wonderful, fantastical worlds.
Cool.
Yep. So games I have
Oh, yeah,
examples of would be Terra Mystica, because you have all those fantasy creatures or the races you're using.
I love that.
And Kingsport is a good fantasy game, I think.
Kingsburg.
Right?
Yep, Kingsburg.
Kingsburg.
Yep, there you go.
I said the wrong one.
Kingsport is the horror implementation, or the Cthulhu one.
Right. Yeah.
We just did enter a contest for it. That may be why.
Yeah.
Anyway, go.
And Small World.
Yeah, those are good ones. For me, space, very much like fantasy, there's almost like so much you could do with it. So if you're looking to create a game with some very interesting mechanisms, there's ways that a space theme could like inform those mechanisms. There's a way of making it work.
Right.
And there's lots of really cool ones. So we got Alien Frontiers, Firefly, yeah, awesome space games.
Spacey games.
Yep.
Yep.
So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Sci-Fi.
Sci-fi, nice. Mine's ninjas.
Ninjas.
I'm a huge fan of Asian mythology, ninjas, samurai, that kind of stuff. And there's not a lot of games that I've played that do it well, especially for ninjas. You'd think ninjas would be the perfect like hidden movement game.
Yes, you're right about
and
that.
And there is one that exists, but all the reviews I've read for it say it's horrible.
Oh, that's too bad.
But just that idea of stealth and martial arts and mysticism is awesome. So Ninjato is our ninja game that is awesome. I wish there were more out there. That's ninjas.
But you always say that every game is a ninja game because there's ninjas.
Yeah, it's true. There's ninjas in every board game. You just don't see them because they're ninjas.
Right. I guess. Arg.
There you go.
Sci-fi.
Yep.
I'm a big sci-fi fan too.
Mm-hmm.
I love books about sci-fi or movies again about sci-fi. That theme just holds my interest really well.
Yeah.
And the examples I have would be like Sky Traders, because it's kind of like
steampunkish.
Yep. And Steam Park.
Yeah.
And that's
Robots.
like robots.
Mhm.
And Netrunner, because of the whole
Yeah.
cyberpunky kind of sci-fi feel it has.
There's a lot of things you can do with sci-fi. You can have dark sci-fi. You can have light sci-fi. You can have dystopian sci-fi. You can have kind of hopeful sci-fi like Star Trek. Like there's a lot you can do with sci-fi.
Yeah.
Which,
Star Wars too. Is
Star
hopeful.
Wars.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yep.
Cool. Moving on to number 2.
Number 2.
What's your number 2?
Farming and livestock games.
There you go. Mine's mythological.
Mythological.
I know, which is why
number 2.
when you said that, I was like, mine's number 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine was way up there. 11.
So, farming. Why do you like farming?
I like farming because I think it's a theme that's interesting in board games because it lends itself well to the mechanics.
Yeah.
Which is what you said already.
Yeah. Definitely resource management is all
Yeah.
about farming.
Right.
Yeah.
But now that I'm thinking about it, it's not really a theme I would sit down and think, I really need to read that book about farming.
No. That's okay.
But I get involved. My mind just gets so involved in the theme and making the engine work.
Yeah.
And even in relation to the theme.
Yeah.
And you know, when you have cute little sheep meeples or you have cute little pumpkin meeples,
That helps.
it's awesome. It's
Yeah.
so cute.
Cool.
I mean,
For me, mythological, I like a lot of games that are kind of historical, but not actual history, but that mythological history. That's what I like.
made up history.
Kind of, yeah. Yeah. Fictional history, I guess you could say. Like even ninjas. I love ninjas. Ninjas, a lot of the mysticism is kind of like a mythological thing. So that's why I enjoy it so much. You can do so much with it. So a good example of that is 5 Tribes. That is mythological.
Huh.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I
it is.
love 5 Tribes.
Yeah.
Very cool stuff with the djinn and everything. Yeah.
Cool. I didn't say my farming examples.
Oh, what's your farming examples?
Like Caverna
Mhm.
and viticulture and Sealand.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good. Our
So
number,
our number
one.
one.
What is your number 1?
My number 1 is economics in the old time trading games.
Mine was quite low. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. My number 1 was fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So go. What examples and why?
I like those, like it's olden times, so it's not really historically accurate.
Yeah.
So it's a theme that works really well with the type of games that I really enjoy.
Yes.
And like I said, it's not necessarily historically accurate, so it makes it more interesting.
Gotcha.
It's kind of
Okay.
made up a little bit.
So
And it's olden
you like-
timey. You know, it's olden timey, so
Yeah.
it's, I don't know.
So instead of just straight historical, you're thinking more historical inspired.
Right.
I gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can look at games like the number 1 game on BGG is what's that game? Twilight Struggle, which you could look at as a very historically accurate game. And no, thank you.
Right.
Yeah, that does not look fun.
No.
But Castles of Burgundy is kind of historically inspired game, which looks very interesting.
Right.
Yeah, I gotcha. That makes sense.
And it really lends itself well to that engine building
Yeah.
without having to be like a boring dull stock market kind of a game.
Yep.
But it's got a cute little theme that makes it a little more interesting and a little more easy to
play.
or to enjoy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good.
For me.
My number 1 is fantasy because you can do anything with fantasy. Fantasy can be blended with any one of these other themes in some way to make it fantastical, which is amazing.
Right.
And even at different levels, it can be just a little bit of fantasy. It can be a whole lot of fantasy. So that's why fantasy is the number 1 theme for me. And examples of this would be like Hyperborea. I absolutely love that game. Totally fantasy. A little bit of post-apocalyptic, but mostly fantasy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. So those are our 25 themes rated from least favorite to favorite.
Right.
Good. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Laters.